Hey folks, how you doing? I'm going to show you how to size a paddleboard paddle. It's very important to have the best fit for your body type and in the type of paddle in the board you're on. So I'm going to show you how to work all that out. So the way that works, the best way to size a paddle is to put the paddle at your feet like this, the blade down there. My upper hand's going to reach up into a casual reach, not a full reach, just a casual kind of reach. So I got a little bit of a bend in my arm here. And if you noticed, my wrist is in line with the handle there, and that's a good starting point. Too high up means that with a really long paddle, when you put the blade in the water, it's going to put pressure on your rotator cuff here, and you're going to get some tendonitis. Too short, you can be giving yourself a back problem. So there's a happy medium that's going to work for you. Some paddlers like to go short for race starts. They can get a really fast start off the race line or for a higher cadence. Some people like a shorter paddle for surfing. Same thing for paddling out and or for surfing in a barrel where they have very little space to work with. So whatever it is, it's best to try different things. An adjustable paddle like this will give you great options to try shorter and longer in different conditions to see what works best for you. So with this setup like this, I have this adjustable paddle here with a lever lock. I'm going to flip that up, and this is pretty much where I want it. Maybe I'll adjust another inch or so to about there. And then I'm going to line up this white line here with the power face, which is the part we paddle with. That will be facing you on the blade. I'm going to clock that down. And you want to make sure on these adjustable paddles that this handle is in line. If the shaft is a little off like that, then you're going to feel it. It's going to feel weird. Or if this is totally flipped around, and it's going to feel very strange to have it that way. So you want to make sure that you lock it down so that it's appropriately faced forward with the blade there. So I'm going to lock that down like that. And then also another very important thing to look at is when I'm doing my forward stroke. Right now, when I put the blade in the water, that's called a catch. It's the same method as or terminology as rowing. So at this point, at my forward stroke, when the blade touches the water, I'm at the catch. I want my elbow to be in line with my eyes here. And this is when my upper hand is at the highest point. So my elbow is in line with my eye, and that's a really good, comfortable, and safe place from the standpoint of taking care of your shoulder. If again, as I mentioned earlier, if the upper hand is way up and my elbow is above my eye level, then I can potentially lead to pain over time with my rotator cuff. So great starting spot here to work with. And I also have a loose grip at all times, which we'll talk about later. But that loose grip is going to also cut down on injuries down the road and give you more flexibility and whatnot. And then also in addition, if you're on an inflatable board, a lot of inflatables are 6 to 8 inches thick, and this fiberglass board is only 4 3/4 thick. So if for sizing of the paddle, if I was on a taller board, I'm going to be higher out of the water. Therefore, I want a longer paddle. So in that case, I would adjust this probably another inch or two, and then I'll be higher out of the water for a thicker board. You can play around with it and see what works, but that's usually the case with most folks. And that's a nice advantage to an adjustable versus a one-piece, is if I have different types of boards and only one paddle, then I can make that adjustment. So those are some great tips to think about for sizing the paddle.